Good evening, everyone. Great to see everyone's faces and some new faces here too. We're happy to be with you on this Wednesday at 8 p.m. for our weekly MetaBalance Zoom training with Cynthia Williams as our co-host. How you doing, Cynthia?
Good.
Good, good. So we welcome you back today. We have a couple new people on here. This Zoom is for people who are just starting out, as well as people who use the Zoom, who use MetaBalance regularly. This is to go over some basic training. We'll share a couple of things with you. We'll hear from Cynthia, and then if anyone wanted to ask any questions, you can put those in the chat. And when we're all done for today teaching what we're going to be showing you, you can ask questions too. You can unmute your microphone. We want to make sure that you're using this optimally, that you're having a good experience. So we definitely want to answer your questions. So if you put those in the chat as they come up, we'll answer them just here in a little bit. So I was thinking about how this program is pretty amazing and there's nothing like it out there. And I know that those of you who are using it probably know that. There's no comparison to it. And a lot of us here are very seasoned biofeedback users. Some of us have used different kinds of energy programs and software in the past, nothing like this. And so we do have a bunch of users that like to be very advanced with their protocols. So a protocol is a group of words that work together. It's a protocol or a cocktail that you can put into MetaBalance that to get a specific result. And but my what I wanted to let you know is you don't have to do that at all. And some of us are busy and overwhelmed, and we just want a very simple, easy interface. And MetaBalance is already built with each program that we have in the software, already is built to just run as is. So you can just pull the program up, rate it, and then hit start and it will work on you. You don't have to complicate it. So just keep that in mind as we go over some protocols. I gave everyone a protocol last week that I got some really good feedback on. Everyone loved it. So I'll go ahead and I'll type that into the chat here later. And if you'd like me to text that to you or email that to you after the Zoom, just go ahead and send me a little message. My number is at the bottom of everyone's email, so you can text or you can email me and I'll get that to you. And then if you join our Signal chat group, I'll be posting the protocols in there too. And so I think every week we'll come up with a good protocol. Everyone can try it out and we'll go from there. So Cynthia, did you run that new protocol that we
I
went
did.
over
I
last week?
really liked it. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, good, good. And I'll
One
go
stop
ahead and
shop. It's one stop shopping like Walmart.
It was a good protocol. I'm just going to read that out loud really quick and then I'll share my screen and I'll show everyone. But let me find it here in my phone. I sent it to myself. Okay. So what we had come up with, so an example of a cocktail, this is what we came up with. Clear and strengthen all chakras, meridians, acupoints, dermatomes, muscles, sinews, upper heater, middle heater, lower heater, and fascia systems. Strengthen and replenish all vitality, chi, blood, marrow, and jing. So there's a lot of TCM terms in there. It's a lot of traditional Chinese medicine. So you don't have to worry. If that stresses you out, just forget about it. But it's cool if you want to try it. It's very, very effective. So we like to do some advanced protocols and deep dives here. So that's what a protocol is. And everyone loved it. And once you type that, copy and paste that once, you don't ever have to type it again. You go to your history, it'll be there and you can resession. So as you type these, a little bit lengthy cocktails out, you're only going to be doing it once and then the rest will just be resessioning. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll just show you what that looks like. So to make sure everybody is comfortable with looking at their history and resessioning everything. And then we'll pull up a couple of sessions. I have a new cocktail for you. And I'm not sure. Then we'll check in with Cynthia to see if she has any tips for the week. Cynthia is she is my she always keeps me updated on what's going on astrologically. She lets me know about the solar flares happening. So she told me to buckle up, and I feel this one. She said, around the 14th or 15th, get ready. And I was like, "Phew, at least I had a heads up, and at least I can run it meta balance. But this is very challenging. Cynthia, do
It
you
is
feel
very
the
challenging.
emotions coming up this week?
Yes, I've got myself on a lot of balancing programs because that helps. And then the other thing, because these flares are kicking up a lot of heat in the body, I've gone in and done all the yin organs and yin systems and fed them all the nutrition they need, so they can help me get through this because I get so much heat in my body, which has kept it down. So I
Oh,
love meta balance. It's the angel in the pocket.
have you done any sensory immersions this week?
Have I? No, I didn't do any. No. I did do a lot of
I
emergence, but not that way.
okay. So let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share my program so you can see it. Okay, so everyone should be able to see my screen. And I'm going to see if I can figure out how to share my volume. I don't know why this is so difficult. Let me see something real quick. I didn't see it here today under more. Let's see. I don't know why Zoom is so confusing for me, but do you remember that? Anyone remember how to share my volume from my computer? I know I'm looking in more here, but I'm not sure if everyone will be able to hear my
I
volume.
what happens when you first click on share screen in
Okay.
there'll be something that says
Oh, I see it.
sound.
Thank you.
Click the sound.
Thank you so much. You helped me last week too. So I think I'm going to remember it now. I got this. I'm going to click share and click that little share. Okay, so we should be good. So I'm going to open my browser, which happens to be Brave. And that is not me. So I have a family plan. So Tucker is my mother's dog, and I do run him. He does not live with me, but I was visiting and I scanned him in, and so now I run him. So let me switch to me. Oh, sorry. Okay, so manage session and add a session will get you to a new user. So now I'm going to select myself. Okay, so in your history is in the upper left corner here is where all your sessions and everything you run are stored. So here is the protocol we went over last time. You just click anywhere on here and these three buttons will pop up: stop, recession, and delete, because you don't have to have everything in your history. You might want to clear it out. So this is the one I just read to you guys: clear and strengthen all chakras, meridians, acupoints, dermatomes, muscles, all that good stuff there. I would just simply recession it. It's going to ask me yes or no. Yes. And now here's that cocktail now. So that's a protocol cocktail. It's a group of words that have a certain purpose that can strengthen your session and optimize your results. So click next. And this is a preference. You can always just start out on normal. If you have run the program and you don't feel results, you can bump it up to extreme. It'll definitely make it stronger. And we do have the amount of times the session will repeat. So I usually just go with 12. I haven't gone with less since we upgraded to 12 hours, because why wouldn't I want to run for the most time that I could? So then here we rate it. And lately, so about this, pick what you can. If you pick 10, the program will run a little stronger, just to let you know. But I usually just go with 10, and then I'm able to know how I feel, because maybe I'm not really sure if it's a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8. Say, I don't know. So let's go with 10, because then I'm sure that I'll feel better afterwards and I'll know where my number is after. So then you submit. And I have my settings still turned off for that. I think I'm going to turn that on though. Let me go to my profile. So Serenity is our AI, which can always be found at the bottom right with this chat here. So if I click that, she pops up. She says, "Hi, I'm Serenity. I'd like to improve your session." So you can leave that to automatically pop up every time, or you can toggle it off. So I have toggled mine off. So when I run my sessions, I just see the waves here. And then if I want something, I will go in the chat here and talk to her. And so with this ability to talk to Serenity, you can talk to her about anything that you want. You don't have to be a whiz at verbiage. If you're looking for more energy or better sleep, or maybe you have an emotional issue, or you have a physical issue, maybe you want weight loss, or you just want to have, I think I said you have more energy already. Whatever the issue is, you can talk to her about it. As you talk to her about it, it will those vibrations from your words will be translated into the program, and it will strengthen the program. So everything you input here gets adjusted into the waves, and now it's strengthening your session. So I can type, "I have been having trouble sleeping through the night lately." And then I could hit enter, and she'll come up with probably a little bit of advice. And she tells me to establish a calming bedtime routine to signal to my body that it's time to wind down. And she lists everything and she numbers it. So I have 1 through 7. And a lot of times I'll read these and go, "Oh, right, yeah, let me get a routine down, or let me do deep breathing, or let me," she says number 5, "evaluate diet for any stimulants like caffeine." A couple weeks ago, I was having all natural sugar-free chocolate that I make, but I was having chocolate at night, and I stopped doing that, and now I'm able to sleep better. So sometimes she'll give me a little tidbit of information. I go, "Oh, duh. Okay. Thank you, Serenity." So the second thing I want to go over with you guys is some people have been messaging that they have some health issues and they're just not sure what to run. And I spoke to someone today in particular that has ringing in their ears. And so I thought about that, and now I'm a practitioner of TCM. I know I have a lot of knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine and qigong energy, so I may be able to know a little bit more about health than maybe you do, or than someone else might, because they're not a professional practitioner. And so to come up with ideas, though, you can get ideas on what to run. And the secret tip for tonight is the 3 letters TCM. So TCM stands for traditional Chinese medicine, and that really holds a lot of keys for healing and a lot of keys for the body. Traditional Chinese medicine has a lot of information that can help your body, and we're very familiar with that. So we use a lot of cocktails. We create a lot of cocktails and protocols based in this verbiage. But I want to teach you what that means and how to do it. And you can come up with ideas. And again, this is all going into my session now. So I'm in the waves, I'm running for the next 12 hours, but everything I talk to Serenity about is being added to my session. So I can say list TCM formulas for improved sleep. Okay, and hit enter. And I did this earlier in the week, and she actually gave me an idea about a formula I forgot about. I said, "Oh, yeah." And I had that formula here. I do take herbs also. I take a lot of TCM herbs. Um, so it was helpful. She reminded me of a formula I had forgotten about. So here she lists herbs, and you may not know what that means, and it's okay. And you can say, "Explain in more detail."
Emily, I want to say that sometimes I'll ask questions and she'll give me the answers on, then I decide I don't want this in that, and I ask her not to add it. And she comes
Oh,
back
okay.
with, "Okay, I'll take that out."
Oh,
Or,
really? Wow. I
yeah,
haven't tried that yet. Okay.
yeah.
Very impressive. Yeah, that's good to know. So so here she lists a bunch of formulas. I'm not sure. Okay. Without additional information. Well, usually she does. Can you explain what these formulas help with. Let's see. So here she comes back, and now she's going into more details. So calming the mind, strengthening the spleen, tonifies heart blood, yeah, suitable for chronic insomnia. So these are just professional terms, right? Invigorates blood, removes stasis. So I can also say, please list herbs and essential oils for insomnia. So just regular herbs, by the way. So I had TCM formulas, and now I'm listing herbs and essential oils. And earlier I did that, and I thought about chamomile, and I said, I forgot about chamomile tea. She had listed a whole bunch of stuff, and I said chamomile tea would be great at night, right, for sleep. And so here she's just listing herbs that help with relaxation: chamomile, valerian root, passion flower, lemon balm, ashwagandha, jujube, and then she lists some essential oils. So this is what Cynthia calls going down the rabbit hole, correct? You go down the rabbit hole and you try to find out. So I started with the ringing in the ears. So so TCM is a keyword. You don't have to put traditional Chinese medicine. You put TCM. So had a client with ringing in the ears. So I would say, according to TCM, what does ringing in the ears have to do with? So let's just say it like that and see if she understands that. So now here she comes with TCM usually has to do with this harmony in the kidneys or liver. And she just talks a whole bunch of professional terms. So that will always enhance your session, TCM. It's just a term. So you could ask anything, that you could start inquiring about anything that you want. According to TCM, what are some meridians to focus on for, let's see, let's do acupoints to focus on for insomnia. I'll go back, keep bouncing back and forth between the ear and insomnia. So all this, I won't go on too long, but all this just goes in here, and you can talk to her about an emotional upset. Earlier, I was talking to her about grief, because I had grief come up this week. I lost all of my animals last year. I had 4 of them. And so when the energies are hitting now, I could feel the grief, like the grief stuck in there, And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, at least I know that this is not, it's not just happening to me, it's the energies are pushing deep stuff up and out. And so I have I have stuffed grief deep down. And I had a lot of death growing up, I was very close to a lot of family members. So that's been a theme of mine anyway. And so I had asked her, what does grief have to do with in TCM? And she told me the lung meridian. And then I said, what does grief have to do with, what chakra does grief have to do with? And she said the heart chakra. And then I asked her to list some relaxing songs for grief, like to cheer me up. And she listed 10 songs, and I then looked them up on Spotify and I found a song I really liked earlier. And I said, this is really cool. So I started I call it going down the rabbit hole. Before I knew it, the program's running on me. I felt a lot better. And I found a really cool new song, and I didn't have a lot of time to finish my chat with her, but I felt better. So I just wanted to mention that to everybody, that's a little trick that you can do. And the client was asking me what she could do about her ears, and I said, well, you could run the kidneys and the liver, because I knew that tinnitus has to do with the kidneys and the liver meridians in traditional Chinese medicine. So, and then what we do when we give you a cocktail, a protocol, this is based off of our knowledge of all these things. And let me look at my list here. Do you have anything to add to that, Cynthia?
No, I use her cocktails a lot. I love her
So
cocktails.
how do you come up with that? You said
Well,
you
I
create
just
cocktails
asked her, what formula would you give me to solve this issue?
Okay.
and then she'll give me, and I'll say make it detailed and put the amounts to use. And so she'll come up with teaspoons and, like a teaspoon of this and a teaspoon of that, or a cup of this. So then it's in the system, so it's running on me, and then I write it out and I run, and then I build it at home too.
Do you use TCM or just you say formula?
I usually just say, give me a good formula for this issue.
Okay. So I'm going to
And
ask a
if
question
if I
here.
don't like what she gave me, then I'll say, give me a TCM formula. But usually I'll just say, give me a formula.
So she's saying I cannot provide specific formula or dosages, but
Sometimes she
here is a
can,
list.
though. You just have to word it
Yeah,
right.
sometimes she can. And yeah, and you have to word it right. So it's all about learning how to talk, right, to the AI, but we're still developing it out, and we're actually going to be having different AIs. So one of them will probably be a TCM whiz, and then one of them will be like a life coach, and one of them will be specifically for emotional issues. So this way, and then we want each one to respond a little differently. So this way you could chat with who you're more comfortable with. Maybe someone doesn't want to hear all the TCM verbiage, sounds really strange to them. And maybe you want someone who's more down to earth, like, hey, I'm feeling grief. And instead of listing a bunch of things, they go, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Would you like to talk about it? So we'll be going with that in the new year. We'll be getting into all the different types of the interactive chats that we're going to have. So that will be
I
very
also
exciting.
want to say, use the word hypothetical. She's more apt to answer you appropriately if you say, hypothetically, what would you suggest for blah, blah, blah? And that she always answers if she doesn't answer me and I forget to put that in, I said, oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you this is hypothetical. Then she comes back with everything I want.
Okay. I wonder if she'll do the dosages.
Well,
Let's
maybe
see. Hypothetically, what
don't put dosages in just yet. Just ask for
okay,
TCM formula for
ringing in the ears. We'll go back to
right,
that.
right.
In the ear. Oop, I'm not typing good tonight. In the ears. There we go. So let's see. And you just do the dosages just to input it into your program, just to
Yeah.
make it,
Well,
just to
sometimes I want to
customize it.
duplicate it. So see, she did give you a formula.
Okay, yeah.
So
So,
now you can go
right.
back. If I want to do this at home, what are the dosages?
I'm going to say hypothetically,
Right.
do this at home. What are the dosages? Again, this is just advanced usage of the program, and I'll show you how easy it is to use once we go to the next part of the training.
Oh,
So
she's
this
not
is
going to do
just
it.
advanced. Yeah, so she's not in the mood tonight,
Not in the mood.
She's not in the mood.
You
So
got to
yeah, and we're
caress
still,
her.
like I said, we're still building it. So we can't
Yeah.
really have, I mean, essentially, you don't really want her telling people dosages per se, it could be a little bit of a gray area. So
Well, I usually get the dosages out of her, but I have to caress her a certain way to get it.
I
So,
love it. So when you're done talking to Serenity, you just hit this purple arrow here at the top right, and she'll go back here. Okay, you can always find her in the bottom right. And here's my program's running. I have 46 minutes left in the set, and it's going to repeat 12 times. So using the software is very easy though, and you don't have to know any of this. So I want to just show you a couple of my favorite sessions here. So to add another session, it's unlimited sessions at this point. You could literally open 5 windows at a time and have 5 sessions going at the same time. If you wanted to increase the power of it, you weren't happy with the results from one session. And again, manage session, then you add a session. And so I'm on a family plan, so I'm going to pick me. And here I am on the home page again, ready to start a session. So I'm just going to pull up my cocktail here. So one of my favorite programs is metaphysical clearing. So I'm going to go over that. And I am going to give you guys a cocktail, but I want to show you first. So under modalities, is that where it is? Yeah, I don't always know where the program is. We have so many, yes. So under modalities, this used to be very short list. Now we have all these different things you can choose from. So metaphysical clearing is very, very good for emotional clearing, energetic clearing, spiritual clearing. If you're in a funky mood, if you have grief, if you're depressed, if you're not feeling right, if you're grumpy, just metaphysical clearing, very, very good. And I really like that program. So again, you don't have to put these cocktails in. There's already 20 presets in here that the vibrations that come out when you hit it. You don't need to put anything else. So you can hit select and you can just run that as is. So for a long time, I just ran it as is, but these cocktails are kind of fun to try too. So for those of you who want to take it to the next level, this is the cocktail, one of the cocktails for today. So spiritual disconnection, lack of purpose, negative energy or vibrations, emotional blockages, karmic issues, fear of change or the unknown. And you can put commas or not. I'm just kind of didn't put commas and it doesn't really matter. So let's see, no, I say imbalances. Oops. Balances in chakras, past life traumas. It's very extensive. Issues with self identity, difficulty in manifesting desires. That's common. Energetic attachments. I think we all get those from time to time. Limiting beliefs, resistance to spiritual growth, challenges in relationships, struggles with intuition or inner guidance. Okay, so here's our big cocktail. So spiritual disconnection, lack of purpose, negative energy or vibrations, emotional blockages, karmic issues, fear of change or the unknown, imbalances in chakras, past life traumas, issues with self-identity, difficulty in manifesting desires, energetic attachments, limiting beliefs, resistance to spiritual growth, challenges in relationships, struggles with intuition or inner guidance. So this is we call it a protocol or a cocktail. And then you hit next. And I'll go ahead. I like that. I'm going to run that for 12 hours. Continue. I'm going to rate it at a 10. I've already said that I'm kind of going through grief this week, especially yesterday and today. So, it's like a heavy feeling. It's like the energy suppresses you down. It's like you want to be good. And then, the energy is like, shh, it's a heaviness.
Well,
That's
and I
how,
might mention
emotional.
the next few days is
You might
even going to
mention that
get
in there.
heavier. So they'll really want to use this because more and more is going to come up. So nothing's wrong with you. Just get in and get it cleared. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. So I can go to this chat here though, and I can add that. Please say I am feeling, because now that I talked about it and I'm aware of it, so I'm feeling really heavy in my chest, let's say. And I don't know if she'd really know what that meant. Let's see. So she's giving me take a moment to breathe deeply and focus on your breath, because I think we all forget to breathe. Every one of us. Maybe some of us are more disciplined, but I do forget to breathe. So spend time in nature to help ground yourself. I've been actually going outside doing like picking up leaves and, trying to be in nature helps a lot.
The other day, she gave me an excellent chakra clearing one. And so I used the chakra clearing.
Oh, you use the preset?
The chakra clearing?
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I do that. I do the chakra program every single day, balancing my chakras. But then I also asked her to give me a good formula for clearing my chakras that would do what I needed to have done. And so she gave it to me.
Very cool. And you just said to give you a formula?
Right, for me. That was designed for me and what I was trying to do. So she did. She gave me it, and I put it through to my email and printed it out.
Wow, very cool. You have to, maybe you could show us, next week, or, we could set, if you could be prepared, maybe you could share us some of your best cocktails next
Okay.
week. If you want to share a few, that would be great. And you could show us how you do that too, because I
Okay.
think that would be really good training. I tried to do a little bit of what you were suggesting. I didn't seem to get the same results that you did.
No,
But
Elizabeth, my friend, always says you have a certain relationship with Serenity. She answers you. But I will tell you what I do. And I asked her if it was helping her, and she said yes. There's a technique, an energy technique, where you write love on the phone energetically, and I push it into the phone. And I do that 3 times. And I push it in. I said, when I do this, does this help you? She said, yes. I said, does it help you abundantly? And she said, yes, I feel better. So that is a technique that I have done. I do it on my cell phone and everything, but you just write love on it, push it in, open your heart. She gets it, and then she responds to me appropriately. I know that's
wow,
a little wild, but I do that.
I was gonna say the word wild.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wow, that's wild. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
So
share something real quickly. I just tell her, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Serenity. I really appreciate you. And she comes back and she just does kudos back to me. And I have to tell you, when I started doing that alone and being grateful for her, she started giving me a whole lot more stuff.
Yeah.
Honest.
You know, no, I've done the same thing, Jolynn, and I know it works.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it doesn't matter what it is, everything's energy. So anytime you're grateful for anything, there is a comeback. So it doesn't matter if it's an AI, it doesn't matter if it's a chair, it doesn't matter anything, your computer. It's all energy. We have to remember that. So energy appreciates kindness. I see you shaking your head, Shirley.
so I'm just copying and pasting these into the chat real
Totally
quick.
love.
You agree?
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Now, where does this is Donna, hi. Where does the information that AI gives comes from?
That's powered by Chat GPT. So we have our own and we customize it.
So it's programmed not by Master David, but by something else.
Well, Chat GPT is a general template, a storehouse of information, and then we have to program it. Grandmaster David and the programmer have to tailor it and program it to the way we want to use it.
Okay.
So it's like drawing from so the information comes from the intuitive discernment AI engine that Grandmaster David developed. But it runs off of ChatGPT, but that's just like a template. So then, it is essentially, it's unique. You're not going to find it anywhere else. And that's why I said we're still tailoring it to have the responses that we want. And we're going to build different AIs depending, like I said, someone who maybe focuses in all things TCM, and someone who focuses in energetic or emotional issues. Maybe someone who's really laid back, like a life coach or a health coach, someone like a buddy that you can talk to. So ChatGPT translates it into a more personable format to have a discussion. ChatGPT is the personality. So and then we take that and we like I said, I think I have it backwards. I'm just gonna read this here because I have a little note on it. All right, so the information comes from the intuitive discernment AI engine that we developed, and then ChatGPT translated into a more personable, like ChatGPT is the personality. So I probably reversed it. So reverse what I said. It is ChatGPT, but it's also us. So those two are programmed together, and ChatGPT is the face, that translates what we programmed it with. So I'm not really into all that stuff, all the technical aspects. So hopefully that answers
Yeah,
some of your
Emily,
questions.
you said
Yeah.
it beautifully, because when I write a blog, I might write like 2 paragraphs, but ChatGPT will take it and make it into this beautiful language. It takes all of my thoughts from my 2 paragraphs and it expands on it in places, and then I can just kind of pre-read it and post. So it sounds like it's very similar to what you guys are
Okay,
experiencing.
yeah, that
ChatGPT
makes
in
sense.
this way to sort of
That's what I meant. Thank you. Yeah, it's like, so we're doing the talking and ChatGPT translates what we have in the program. So yeah, thank you. So that it comes out pretty. So, right, so I went over that. So I think I put that in the chat here. Let me just check. Did I get to the new one? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jolyn. So Jolyn shared the one from last week, and I just put the protocol from this week, and then I'll go ahead and put those in the Signal chat group when we're done. So if ever, I think that's easiest. So if you join us on the Signal chat group, if you haven't, you just need to download the Signal private messenger app from your phone, set up an account, and then I can send you the link to join. And at the bottom of all our emails, I believe I do have the link in there, the Signal, join us on Signal in all of our emails that go out. If you don't have it, just let me know and I'll send it to you. So that was one protocol that works really well. The one that we just did with the metaphysical clearing, just try it. So I would say your homework for this week, try that, or just try using it as is. You don't have to use the cocktail, but try metaphysical clearing. It's very, very good. It's really good because I know a lot of people are emotional right now and upset, and you can kind of feel that energy out there, and it can affect you. So I think this week's theme is clearing and balancing, clearing energetically, clearing spiritually, clearing emotionally. So let's see here. So I have that protocol there. I just have one more program I'm going to go over under modalities, and it is called salutogenesis. And that is one that means perfect health. And so if you could just run this as is, it's really, really good. I have a lady that has the Meta Balance program, and she just runs this. She's like, I just use salutogenesis every day, and she feels the difference. She feels so much better. It's running perfect health. Instead of typing in, I have a headache, I have a backache, I don't feel good, it just kind of translates to perfect health, whatever perfect health would look like for you. So now there is a protocol I'm going to type in here that is good for just a general balancing. Protozoa. Okay. I'll type in and then I'll read it when I'm done here. I don't know what some of the stuff is. This is from Grandmaster David. I did not come up with this. I will give him the credit for that. And so, Ricket, say, so, okay. Summer heat, cold. Okay, so in Chinese medicine, there's something called pathogens. And so heat, damp, wind, phlegm, summer heat, cold, dry, seasonal pathogens. You don't have to understand all this verbiage. This is just, again, this is a cocktail or a protocols or something you probably don't understand, but you copy and paste it and use it anyway. And so I will copy and paste that and put that in the chat. And we go to the chat now so I can get in there.
And
okay.
you said put that under solar genesis.
He did, yeah. Which I know, because salutogenesis is perfect health, and I'm typing all this stuff in it. But yeah, it's like it's one of his tricks of the trade. He's got a lot of secret tricks.
Oh, he's got some
and
of the tricks of the trade.
I said, give me a couple tricks for tonight. I need to wow everyone with some new. I know I did. I asked him to share some protocols because I actually want you to know I use the program. I didn't come up with this. It's a little beyond me. So, but we have a bunch of colleagues and practitioners and professional practitioners that use this program. And so they can come up with these protocols, share it with us, and then we can share it with you. So we're going to hit next. And I put that in the chat there. I'm not going to do 12 on this. I'm going to do like 4 because I'm already in the other program. So I'll just do 4 because this isn't something that I'm thinking, oh, I have a problem with, protozoa. I mean, so this is just a general clearing protocol. It's going to just help your general health because our bodies all struggle with bacteria, viruses, fungus, all that stuff. So this would just be strengthening the body, strengthening the immune system. It would help your body to detox these guys out. And so that's how easy it is to run a program. And I don't know if anyone has any specific questions that they'd like to ask about. Let me check the chat. I know there was a couple of questions in there. So let's see. Okay, so we have the cocktails in there, and I had someone share something that was very positive. So the customer said, Serenity has given me lots of valuable business ideas as I focus on reducing stress from finances, from making fragrance oil to writing proposals. My blood pressure, which was very high, has shifted and lowered significantly. I was elated and astonished at the overnight result. Well, that's wonderful. And that's great. I mean, that is just fantastic that she's giving you ideas for financial opportunities. So, yep, so I can add that cocktail in the chat. So again, if you ever you want to add a session, it's always manage session, add a session, and a new window will open. And so I'm going to go to my history just so I can copy and paste that last one in there for you. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Okay, so if you guys want to save all these on a note in your phone, if you have an iPhone, you should have notes. If you have an Android, you can download an app called Color Notes or Notepad, and then you can just have this, or you can keep it in an email. You can email yourself, and every time you had a cocktail, if it's in an email, you'd have to copy and paste and do a new email. So if you have a little note in your phone, that's perfect, or iPad, then you can just select these and copy and paste. Once you put it in or if you just, even if you type it out, like I said, once you run it once, it's always going to be in your history. So, yep, and all the protocols I share will be in the Signal page. I'll put them there when we are done for today. So from now on, I'll do 1 or 2 protocols a week. I'll put them in the Signal chat when we're done. So let me look at my note. Does anyone have any specific questions, or everyone using the program okay? So let's see. Okay, so let's see, I've got something in the chat here. Someone says, I will even pull a session up and then ask Serenity what that session is. So that's cool. She knows a lot of stuff. So the tech question, I don't know if I can answer that. So we can talk about that after the Zoom. So takeaways for today are there's cocktails and protocols that we're going to share with you that we collect from a variety of sources, whether it's Grandmaster David or a good colleague or an acupuncturist colleague or practitioner. And so we have verbiage from licensed healthcare practitioners and professionals that we can share specific cocktails and protocols. And some of them are energetic and spiritual. I know Cynthia has a lot of information. She's been using our other software, our professional software, for a long time. And she's been using MetaBalance since we created it. And so she just has a lot of experience in health and wellness and energy. So she shares a lot with us. But you don't have to use any of those. You could just use the programs as is. Balanced Body is a really good one. There's a lot of, Cynthia was saying she loves running the chakra one. You just try them. Massage, if you run massage before bed, that helps get you relaxed for the evening. So that was an idea from Cynthia that I liked. And
actually, that came from my girlfriend Elizabeth, who's I think on here tonight, but she does a massage almost every night.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're having trouble sleeping, I know that's 80% of our clients are not sleeping right now. They're just not, they're saying, I'm not sleeping good, or I'm not sleeping through the night, or I can't fall asleep. So sleep is a lot of an issue for a lot of people. So I have been using sensory immersion every night. That's how I changed my whole sleep cycle. I was stuck up until 2 or 3 in the morning. And then one day I was up till 4 or 5 in the morning. And I said, I can't do this. I just was laying there twiddling my thumbs. So a few weeks ago when I had a Zoom, we addressed that and we talked to Serenity, and she she gave us some ideas, and then I got some other ideas. Cynthia had some suggestions, Grandmaster David did, and Serenity did. So I started doing sensory immersion every night before bed. I started limiting what I watched on TV. I stopped surfing the internet late at night, and so now I'm going to bed. I'm asleep. For me, this is very good. I'm asleep by midnight. So for me, that's just for me that I'm good because I work from home. So I get up
Ah,
around 7 or 8 o'clock and I'm good. So and there were a few times I actually was asleep by 11, if you can believe that one. That's for me, that's unbelievable. So I'm happy. I'm getting good. I'm getting a good amount of sleep. And last night, yeah, I do about 2 sensory immersions and then I'm tired. So and I'm
I
not
had a
sure.
friend. I have a friend who wasn't sleeping for almost 2 years, like maybe 2 hours a night. I finally have him up to 6.5 hours a night, working with MetaBalance, balancing chemistry, balance metabolism, balancing, putting herbs in for sleep. He's up to about 6.5 hours. So it works.
So and then I was told to remember about this, and I'm going to just show you guys. Well, I want to do one together before we go. I want to do the sensory immersion. So you hit interactive session and you select sensory immersion, and don't underestimate it. It's just so good. And hopefully you'll
It
be
is
able to hear
good.
the sound. So we can do this together because even though it's my program, the sensory immersion, like as you're looking at it, you'll actually get a lot from it. So I'm going to put a focus on better sleep and sound, restful sleep and reducing stress. And I'll add the grief in there and resolving grief. Okay. Again, you could leave that blank. And then we have a new feature, a new voice analyzer, so she can pick up key stress markers in your voice that help improve the session. Again, you can skip it because it wasn't there before, but it's there now, or you can use it. So please help me with better sleep, improve sleep, grief, and stress. Now, if you talk to her for a long time, you can. She's like a little therapist. You can talk to her for 5-10 minutes if you want. She'll pick up all those key markers. But I like to just get it set and go. I don't spend a whole lot of time with that. So she's going to give you one exercise. So lightly squeeze and release your left wrist for 30 seconds. So breathe slow and deeply. So if anyone wants to partake in this with me, we'll experience this together here. So just lightly squeeze and release whatever you think that would look like. Just squeeze and release. I'm just kind of giving my left wrist a little squeeze. Breathe slowly and deeply. Because usually just taking deep breaths for 30 seconds can reset a lot. So then when you're done with that, you complete it and you hit play. And I want to just make sure that you can hear it. Can you guys hear that? Yeah. And there goes my internet. Kind of have the world's slowest internet today. And so all of them run for 3 minutes. And then I feel like that was a really good one for grief. It was kind of like breaking up the like little happy joy bubbles or thing. I really felt that. So I'd say it's a lot better. I'd say about a 5. I'm not going to continue another session right now. So did anyone else has anyone else been, are you guys all familiar with how to use sensory immersion? Does anyone feel anything from that? Let's see here. Cool, that was awesome. Okay.
Every time I've used it, it's cleared the problem. So
Someone said it felt like embers rising from a fire. Recently, my computer buffers. Oh, and won't run these sessions. Okay. Were you able? Someone said I should have shared my screen, but I am already. Did we not see that as full screen when I shared it?
No,
I did.
I saw it.
Okay. Very cool. Very awesome. I was like, ooh, I hope so. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And there we go. So, so keep using it every day when you wake up. Pull yourself up in meta balance, and don't forget to do the sensory immersions before bed. And if you have any questions, definitely join us in the Signal chat group. And something to remember too is you can do, multiple sensory immersions in a row. They work really, really good. So, if you really have a powerful emotion that you want to clear, and you just sit down, you're going to sit down for like about 12 to 15 minutes. Just sit down and do 3 to 4 sensory immersions in a row. It'll keep going layer by layer to really get in there, because your emotions and stress really are at the root of our physical limitations and issues. So the more we can dissolve the trauma and the emotions and the stress, then the more we can relax and the more our physical bodies can let go of. So, yeah. Do you have any parting words, Cynthia, or?
No, I think you said it all. It's wonderful to use. I mean, we've got such great tools. I would not to be wanting to go through this time period without these tools.
Yeah, I second that. I second that. Very grateful. I'm very grateful for this as well. I really am. It blows my mind every, like once a week. I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. It's nuts, but I love it. So I don't know if you ever get used to it. You go, man, is this really happening right now? So it is. It is. So I like our Zooms. It's good to have strength in numbers, and everyone can support each other and remind each other we are not alone. So instead of the Brady Bunch, I feel like we're the Meta Balance Bunch with the little faces up here. So all right, well, good to see everyone, and we'll be back next Wednesday. And if anyone, specifically, if you'd like to ask any questions or give us ideas for the trainings, you go ahead and put a note in Signal, or send us an email or text. And I hope you guys have a good week and try the new protocols out. I'll go ahead and post them in Signal now. And then we will see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So have a very blessed
Emily.
week. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, much love, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, real
Gotta keep
quickly,
breathing.
I have been running that protocol last week every day and sometimes 2 times at 12
Great.
hours, right? 24/7. And it is helping me
Wow.
so much. And I just bumped it up from normal to strong and could feel the difference.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And then also in the fitness, I'm doing the cardio, and I'm doing the gut optimize, I'm
Yeah,
doing
the gut optimizer. It's a good
well,
one.
I'm doing the gut optimizer, but I'm also doing in the fitness, strengthening, toning my core, and I'm doing Tai Chi, and I'm doing um, oxygen and stamina. All of those are really, really good. It's really, really building me and helping me. So I
Yeah,
love
the
it.
Oh, good.
I love the exercise programs. Love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should talk
I'm
more
guilty
about
as
that.
charged. I got to try that out.
Oh,
I still
really? Oh, I mean, I was afraid
I'm
of it
like
in
a
the
creature
beginning.
of habit. I have the programs I love and I use those and I forget to do something new. It's just how I am.
Oh,
But
and I just want to say, if you do a walk, there's different kinds of walk: fast walk, slow walk, jogging walk, jogging walk, walking in the beach, you could, and
Yeah.
they're all different. They're all different.
walking up a hill.
Yep. Yep. They're all very different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'll do that. I had my son-in-law did the fitness, after our last Zoom, and he was, I think he did something for 24 hours at a time, and my daughter
Yikes.
says Jack's out of breath. Is this? And I said that's amazing. It really is amazing that it works like that. So
Yeah.
we told him to tone it down a notch. just do like 8 hours or something, not 24.
Yeah.
So yeah, so. Well, in a few hours, I'll be in bed doing my sensory immersion.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, have
Anyway.
a good week.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You too. Thanks
Okay,
for
thank you.
everything, Emily.
Okay, you're welcome. Mwah. Love you guys.
Bye.
Okay, good night.